Hey everybody, my name is Jennifer. This is Metatron speaking. I'm going to be talking to you today about driving with guides, with your spirit guides. I'm just going to basically give you a bunch of stories and experiences that I've had while driving with my spirit guides. I have been meaning to put this together for a really long time, but for whatever reason, it just never comes together whenever I would think about it. So I'm just going to do it now. And I don't even drive very much right now. I'm kind of a hermit. I kind of stay in my house mostly working. But I do have to go out to drive my daughter to and from school. So that's kind of my main time spent in the car. Um, so let me tell you a little bit about my experiences. So whenever I get in the car, wherever I'm going, I always ask my spirit guides to come with me. And you can do that too. And if you don't do that, I would say you should do that. And I always make a point to ask Archangel Michael, the Archangel of Protection. I always make a point to ask him to come. And I always make a point to ask Archangel Raphael to come. And Metatron, I never ask him to come because I just know he's coming. He has to come with me. He's like stuck to me. So I know he's coming. But yeah, I always ask Michael and Raphael to make sure they're coming, although my other guides come too. Raphael is the archangel of travel. So anytime you get in your car is a fantastic time to ask Archangel Raphael to join you. Most people think of him as the archangel of healing. You don't think of travel, but I always bring him for my travel. So it's funny because I'll always ask them, to come with me and to please keep me alive. And then another thing that I do with them that I'll talk more with you about later is that in my car, I use my phone as my radio. So I'll like plug in my phone and I'll find my music and I'll put it on shuffle and I'll tell the archangels like, hey, it's your choice. You can pick which song to play. And so recently I got in the car and I told them, okay, make sure I stay alive. Keep me alive, guys. And I'm getting in the car and I'm doing everything and I'm setting up my music and I shuffle it. And they start playing a song by the Bee Gees called Staying Alive. So this is how their sense of humor is, where they are just, it's ridiculous. It's out of control. So anyways, so they played Staying Alive kind of as a joke. Like, don't worry, we will keep you alive as you drive. So, one of the things Raphael does when so embarrassing. So I'll tell Raphael, because he's the archangel of travel, so I always tell him, Raphael, you are in charge, okay? And so he will joke with me I have an SUV. He will show me my SUV as like a bus, like a school bus, and on all the little school bus seats will be all my bazillions of guides all sitting there, and Raphael is the bus driver, and so he'll be like at a distance in front of me, and he almost looks like a cartoon character because there'll be this really big steering wheel and he's like bouncing in his seat as he's like turning the big steering wheel to get the school bus there. It's ridiculous. It made me laugh though. And so he still kind of does it every once in a while. So I mentioned earlier, I use my phone to play my music. And I put it on shuffle. And I say Archangel's Choice. Like they get to choose the music. And so they will give me messages for the moment, for the day, for, whatever, from the songs that they pick. So the other day, it's kind of funny. The other day, I got in the car and I said this, and all the songs they play will be for me, but the first one they played was this song that's called But You Don't Hear Me Though. And so I was kind of laughing. I was like, oh, so I knew somebody was trying to talk to me that I wasn't hearing, because you guys may not realize this. Um, my strongest ability is my clairvoyance. That's why I can see a bus with Raphael driving, and I can see all the archangels as passengers and whatever. I can see that really easily. My hearing, I have to really pay attention to get my hearing in. So a lot of times they'll show me things and I'll hear a little bit and I kind of can piece it together. But anyways, so there was a guide I wasn't listening to. It was my guardian angel, my one he hangs out on my left shoulder. He's the one that keeps my body from dying before it's supposed to die. Everybody has one of these guardian angels that keeps their body alive. And it was funny. So I was like, oh my gosh. So I tuned into him and I'm like, is everything okay? Because he keeps my body alive. And he just wanted to say, like, I love you and good morning. And so I was like, oh, okay. So that's very common for the guides, just to like, just want to be acknowledged, just want to say hi, just want to say I love you. Like, that's very typical. Yeah, so sometimes they don't have a particular message per se. So with my music, Archangel Michael will pick certain songs that I know are from him. And it's like, he's not necessarily giving me a message from the song. It's just, he loves to pick certain artists. And so whenever that artist plays, I understand that it's Michael saying hi or Michael wanting an acknowledgement. And some of these artists are going to like surprise you and make you laugh. Sorry, Michael. Yeah, I'm like, are you okay with me saying this? He's like, yeah, that's fine. So Michael, Archangel Michael, these are some of the artists he picks that it always is from him. Beyonce, Taylor Swift, Muse, and also 311. Those are all, and it's like such a different range of music, but those are always from him. He's funny. He likes to play this song from Beyonce. It's on her new track, her new album, and it's called Alien Superstar. And so, of course, it's hilarious because, hi, I'm an alien. And it's like him being a smart aleck, being like, you're a superstar. But you're also an alien. Sometimes God will pick my music. And he's funny. So I have a ton of different music on my phone. And I have a lot of Christian worship music because I previously, before my awakening, even though I tried going to churches, but I just couldn't handle them. I was my own church. I used to be like church at home. It was just me, and I would read my Bible and I'd listen to my worship music, but I couldn't stand the institutions because of all the darkness and hypocrisy. But anyways, so I have tons of worship music on my phone, and God will pick my worship music, which kind of surprised me. So he'll pick my songs, and it's not, well, he's talking. He does like being worshipped. Okay, yes. He says, I do like being worshipped. But he doesn't need it. It's not like a requirement. What he really likes is just adoration. He likes being adored. So some of my worship songs, I just really get into it, and it's like, oh, my heart is so full, and I'm so happy, and I'm just like, I'm worshiping, I'm professing love, and so he's, of course, likes that. My guardian angel, the one that keeps my body alive, he has a song that he will play for me, and the lyrics of that song say, You can find me anywhere. Take a look over your shoulder. I'll be standing there. Because he's on my shoulder. Well, he's not on my shoulder, but he's always on this side of me. So that was really cool. So something else that my guides have been doing for a long time, and oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm telling you guys this. I never told you guys because it's like really embarrassing, but I think you're gonna find it funny. So a lot of times the guides get really into the music. They're saying no. You do it to be funny. Okay. So I guess they don't get really into it. So sometimes the guides want to be funny, and I'll be playing my music. And so this is hard to explain. Okay, so you know how they can manipulate our bodies, they can move our bodies. That's why you can see my shoulders move when I'm talking to them. And so they're very used to using my shoulders to move. So in the car, when the music's playing, this started off as being my right shoulder. This started off as I'd be listening to a song and I have my hands on the wheel, and my one shoulder would be like, I can't even do it right now. This is me forcibly trying to do it, so it feels funny, but the beat of the song, my right shoulder would start going up and down to whatever the beat of the song was. This is so weird to try to forcibly do it myself because I'm so used to them moving it. So that would happen, and I'd be like, oh, it's Metatron, because Metatron's on the right side, so Metatron would be like getting, going to the beat. And then a couple days later, the left shoulder would start doing it. So then I would just be driving, and just the left shoulder would start going. And I'm like, okay, I guess Michael's getting into the song, right? And then it started turning into like a freaking circus, because Metatron would have the right shoulder. Michael would have the left shoulder. Metatron would take like the main beat, and so he'd be doing the main beat, and then Michael would take like the underbeat or whatever it's called, and so like my shoulders would be going like, I can't even explain it to you guys without actually listening to music to try to show it to you, but it's ridiculous. And so I used to try to like resist them because I'm like, guys, like I just moved to this new state. I don't know anybody here. If people see me driving around, my shoulders going like crazy, listening to music, I'm not going to be able to make any new friends here. So like, I need you guys to not do this. So I would like try to fight against them doing it. But now I just like, you know what? I don't even care. I don't even need 3D friends. Like, it's fine. So, yeah. And it's crazy because I'm driving my daughter to school at like 7 in the morning, okay? Like, nobody's had their coffee. Everyone's just trying to wake up. And I look like I'm like, woo, getting all crazy with my song. So it's ridiculous. Anyways, it just makes me laugh now. So let me tell you another story about driving with my guides. And so this happened recently. So I live in a major city. I live kind of on the outskirts of the major city, and it's growing very quickly. And there's always lots of construction going on because they're trying to build the highway up, because it's a little tiny highway and they're trying to make it a big beefy highway because there's a lot of people here. So there's always construction going on. We have lots of like those really large construction trucks that drive around that have, I don't know what to call it. It's like a big bucket in the back of the truck, and so they can put a bunch of dirt in there or whatever. You know, these really big, heavy construction cars, construction trucks. Or they'll be like hauling like cement pillars or something. Like it's very intense. It's very involved. So the other day I was stopped at a red light and I was just sitting there for a while. And you know how you will like look in your rear view mirror? And I looked, and way far away I can see one of those construction vehicles in my lane coming quickly, but he's far away. So I was like, okay. So I just kind of watched him. He's going really fast. He's not slowing down. Okay. And then I'm like really starting to pay attention. And then it gets to the point where he hasn't slowed down at all. And he's gotten close enough to me that I realize I am going to get rear-ended. There's no way around this. He is going to slam into me. And so it's like it just kind of escaped my mouth. I just said Metatron. Like, he knew by the way I said it. It was like me saying help, because this truck was like on top of my vehicle, hadn't slowed down yet, was about to hit me. I was at a complete stop. And it was so insane. The vehicle, I'll tell you what it looked like from just a regular human perspective. The vehicle just stopped on a dime. It was crazy. It just stopped. The wheels didn't squeak. There was no drama. It just stopped. And it was not slowing prior to that. And when I called out for Metatron, what happened in the spiritual world was that my guardian, the one who keeps my body alive over here, wrapped both of his wings around me. So I was completely underneath him. And Michael and who else was it? Oh, it was Michael, Raphael, and two other angels who I still don't know who they were, went out to this truck, and I saw them stand in front of it to make it stop. And so that was crazy. My heart was like beating so fast. And then, I don't know why they did this, but they did. My guides showed me a picture, and it was my SUV totaled. It was my SUV all smashed up and me inside not alive. So they showed me what would have happened if they hadn't stopped it. But I was freaked out. I was asking Metatron, like, was that supposed to happen? And he's like, no. And I was like, oh, was this like this guy's free will? He was just driving crazy? And he was like, yeah. But it just goes to show you that if it's not your time to die, it is not your time to die. You will not die. That's the whole point of this guy. But in addition to that, when I called out for my archangels, it wasn't the time for my car to get smashed up either. So thank goodness I didn't get bumped at all. Like, nothing happened other than I was kind of panic stricken for a couple hours. But I survived, obviously. So those are all my recent stories. So always have silly stuff with the music in my car and messages with the songs, and I'm dancing with my shoulders. And yeah, and there was actually another. I've just been having I've been talking to Metatron about it. It's essentially been like spiritual attacks via close calls in a vehicle, because we had the exact same situation happen again almost, but it was just a regular truck that we were at a stop and this truck was speeding towards us, and it was crazy. It was like you can see us. Why wouldn't you stop? I don't understand. And the truck, actually, to avoid hitting us, because he, for whatever reason, was not stopping. I guess he must have been looking at something else. Instead of stopping, he ended up swerving over to the right and like going up on this sidewalk. So, but yeah, but anyways, my guides protected me that day as well too. So thank goodness nobody got hurt. My car didn't get smushed to death because we only have one car, so I really don't want it to get smushed, and I really like my car. So, but anyways, so bring your guides with you in the car. Invite them. Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, good ones to have. So, see you guys next time. Okay, bye bye.